What's going on, guys? Shane here. So here's a recap of my past weekend where I fought in the Riverside County, Southern California boxing tournament. Fought for the championship belt, actually. I fought 2 days in a row, Saturday and Sunday. So there's going to be a full analysis of both fights. I first want to thank you all for your continued support, on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. I even had some people fly out and create signs. It's Pierre and Art there. You guys are awesome. Seriously, everyone, thank you so much, the Underdogs. And speaking of the Underdogs, we need your help in creating the new fightTIPS series. We want to fly Ann out. We want to get some of your favorite YouTubers in there. It's going to be hilarious, but action-packed with awesome martial arts choreography, great storyline. You guys are going to love it, but we need your support. So click that button in the upper left-hand corner there. Get some perks, t-shirts, bracelets, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. Alright, so here's my first match against a guy from Wild Card. That's the gym that Manny Pacquiao fights out of, guys, so that's pretty intimidating. So I came out, and one of the first punches I like throwing is just the jab to the body. Slipping their jab, going to the body. It's a safe, long punch, so I did just that. Then I wanted to start to throw that right hand. I noticed he was a little bit taller, and I could come over top of his jab and land that right hand. You can see I'm starting to land a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable here. And then I started to parry his jab. I noticed he had a slow jab, wasn't very threatening. I could evade it, I could parry it, and counter in between his punches. I noticed I was a little bit faster, so I was using that a lot. Coming over top that overhand right again. And then I was getting more confident again. You can see that head movement there. Feeling good, feeling great. Really evading those punches, catching him in between his punches. Keep dropping that overhand right, coming over top of his jab. Keep moving my head too. You want to keep your head out of that center line. They're aiming for where your head is when they throw a punch, right? So if you get your head out of the way while you're throwing a punch immediately after, that's a great strategy to have. All right, next round was same thing, guys. My coach said, follow up with that right hand. Step in, commit to it, drop that right hand. I did just that. Then I started working the body a little bit too with hooks. Again, I was using the feint, the double jab. I heard his corner saying use that double jab, and I would wait for it. I would catch him in between it. It was working great. Then the third came, my coach said, start working that right hand to the body, and I did that. So I was coming up top with the hook, he was turning away from it and turning right into my right hook to the body, missing with one right there, very close, but then catching him with the jab. Again, working that double jab to the overhand right, and that one actually landed and got an 8 count. You couldn't see it on the video, but luckily we got this awesome picture here. Dropped that right hand, and then I went in for the kill. I thought I had 30 seconds left. I should have had 30 seconds left, but since it was going towards the end of the day, they actually cut the round down to 90 seconds, which was unfortunate for me. I didn't get the knockout, but it was a great fight, awesome fight. Some of you I know watched it on Periscope. Definitely follow me on Periscope. So I won my first fight. It was an awesome match, great opponent. I think I was just a little bit quicker and landed that overhand right a little bit more. I got that 8 count. Then the following day, I fought against a guy who was very quick. Again, I came out with that jab to the body, and I overheard him saying that he was a Muay Thai fighter, right? So I noticed his elbows were a little high, so I was like, I gotta work that body. So he was a boxer and a Muay Thai fighter. Then he started working the body back to me. I was feeling good in the first round. I was feeling great, right? He was coming out, he was really quick, he was catching me with some punches, I was keeping my cool, and I was coming in, and then boom, that happened. I came in for that overhand right, he pulled, and he came right back with a right hand, which popped my head back. He came in, he came rushing in, but then afterwards he said he really respected my power. He said a lot of power in my punches, so he didn't want to commit to too much, which was interesting. It kind of, we had a very similar style, and you can see there was a lot of times where we both hesitated. He wanted to throw a couple punches, get in and get out, but he didn't want to get caught with any punches. So I started backing up. I wanted him to come to me because I noticed every time I was the aggressor, I'd move in, I would get caught with his quick hands. He'd throw, 2-3 punches, catch me with an uppercut or something like that. And it was frustrating me. So I was working the body. I was doing the best I could to try to catch him with that left hook as he rushed in. But he was catching me. He was throwing, like I said, 3-4 punches, which were really quick. Then in the second round, my coach said, you got to start feinting and then start throwing that right hand, that jab afterwards. And that was working in the beginning. And then, like I said, he was a little bit too quick for me. He was catching me. And I was keeping my cool. I mean, at no point did I feel hurt or anything like that. Kept trying to work the body. I was working my head movement, and right there you can see I pushed my shoulder into his chest a little bit, which is a technique that I've talked about in a fightTIPS video before. If someone's ever aggressive and rushing into you, drop down underneath the punches and just jam your shoulder into their chest. It's going to hurt them like a punch. Finally, I had some success in the third round. My coach said, you got to be a little bit more aggressive here. You got to step in if you want to win this fight. You got to rush him. You got to fight dirty. So I tried. I tried as best as I could. I finally started landing that overhand right, and was trying to step in. Sometimes I was leading with my head and not my feet, and I was getting caught with uppercuts and hooks, and it just wasn't working. Wasn't enough time in the fight for me to make up for the first 2 rounds. I knew I lost the first 2. Probably won the third one, but it just wasn't enough. Guy was awesome. He was a great fighter. I got a little frustrated in there. Still was totally excited about it though. It was a great learning experience. Awesome time in there. And again, I got to thank you guys so much for all of your support. You guys are awesome for watching on Periscope and sending me videos and tweets and everything else. Thank you guys so much. Couldn't get the belt. I couldn't bring the belt home. But one of the reasons why I get in the ring and do this is so I can learn from my mistakes and teach you guys, the underdogs. So until next time, guys, make sure you subscribe so you can get the fight tips before your opponent does. And like I said, we need your help in creating this new fight tip series. So definitely check out this page and get some cool bracelets, t-shirts, my boxing gloves. I'll autograph my boxing gloves, send those out to you. So thank you again, guys, and I'll see you later.